the final lesson in 2.1, how UK business environment affects retailers. Today we're looking at social responsibility. And as always, when you see Ethel, click for help.
Here are the steps to lesson 15, social responsibility. We start off with knowing what the term means. Then we're going to build it up looking at and investigating Fairtrade and how it works. And then we're going to investigate with some case studies about which retailers trade ethically and what that actually means. You'll know when you've completed the lesson successfully when you can write a definition of sustainable retailing, that you can describe who benefits from fair trade, and that you can then explain how and why retailers choose to trade ethically. The vocabulary we're looking at is, again, ethical trading, a little bit more now though, upcycled products, sustainable manufacturing, and the term fair trade is back again, and there's the focus on careers in the bottom box.
Here's your work list for social responsibility, lesson 15, the final lesson in objective 2.1. We've got 4 tasks to do: question boxes, fair trade answers, changing products and ethical retailing. Social responsibility. A retail business may wish to be considered as a retailer that shows concern for the environment and/or for the local community. Ethics. Increasingly, consumers want businesses to act ethically. This means that they want businesses to be honest, trustworthy, fair, caring, respectful, lawful and accountable. Acting ethically is regarded as good business practice in the modern business environment. UK consumers are increasingly more interested in sustainable clothing. Research has shown that 43% of UK shoppers say they would be willing to pay a higher price for clothes manufactured in a sustainable way. Nearly 90% are willing to buy products clearly labelled as upcycled, transforming waste materials or unwanted products into new products, or 100% recyclable. 62% of consumers say they would stop buying a brand if it was found to be harmful to the environment. More consumers are now willing to buy second-hand goods, not because they are cheaper, but because it is more ethical. Businesses today have a much wider set of social responsibilities than in the past, and ethical awareness has influenced retail businesses in many ways. For example, some retail businesses only seek to purchase products from fair trade producers in order to ensure suppliers receive a fair price for their goods. Other businesses have sought to raise wages to improve living standards for their workers in poorer countries. Task 1, the question boxes. You've got 4 blue boxes to complete. Question 1. How many customers are willing to buy upcycled products? The answer's in the text. The answer's going to be a number. Question 2. What does acting ethically mean? Now, in the last lesson we looked at the word ethical and a definition, so go back to your notes and have a look. In the first paragraph you can see some of the comments where it discusses acting ethically. Particularly the bullet points as well will help you come up with your answer. Question 3. What does upcycled mean? Well, in the middle column of text you'll see comments about upcycling there, so you need to write in your own words what you think upcycling means. A good example would be to use clothes, so have a go at writing your own definition here. Question 4. What does manufactured in a sustainable way mean? Well, this goes back to last lesson when we looked at sustainability, and we've got to look at the impact that has on the economy, on the environment, on the community, all these words. So you've got to think about a manufacturer, someone who makes products, makes clothes, makes phones, all these things, and what would be their impact on those 3 areas. So your answer is, how do you do that in a sustainable way? How do you do that? How do you make things without impacting in those areas? That's the kind of area you want to write a response about. Fair trade. There is a movement that supports the fair treatment of farmers in getting a fair price for their products. Farmers who engage in fair trade also aim to pay their workers a fair price and engage in environmentally friendly practices. Fair trade aims to improve living standards to poor farmers in developing countries. Fair trade offers consumers a direct way to reduce poverty through their everyday shopping. When a product carries the fair trade mark, it means that producers and traders have met fair trade standards. Fairtrade products are becoming more widespread and include tea, coffee, sugar, chocolate and cotton.
Task 2. Complete the table below to gather 4 main points about Fairtrade. Use the website on the right to help you find out the answers. Question 1. What does Fairtrade do? Question 2. Where Fairtrade works. Question 3. What is the Fairtrade Foundation? And question 4. The impact of Fairtrade. So first of all, question 1, you need to look at what the principles of Fairtrade are, and I reckon one sentence of your own words should cover the answer. Where Fairtrade works, and that's talking about which countries outside of the UK that it supports and how it works in this country. What is the Fairtrade Foundation? Well, that's the people you've got to investigate on what that body of people do. And the impact of Fairtrade is when it works, when they do what they say they've done, what are the good things about it that you can write about?
The products below have all experienced a change in their popularity with consumers.
So the table, what you need to fill in, you've got 12 products there on the left, and you need to first of all make a comment whether they're more or less popular. So in that first answer you can just write more popular, less popular, those 2 words, and in the next column give an update on the description of what it is. So just give an update about what they are, what you can do, particularly smartphones, what you can do now, or what sorts of things they replace, like calculator, phone, you can do office documents, things like that, and how have retailers reacted to these changes. So looking at the first one, we can talk about how many retailers now accept Android and Apple Pay or Google Pay, all these new ones, and that's pretty much because of smartphones. So there you go, number 1 is sort of done for you. You need to write in whether it's more or less popular, and you give a bit of an update. Question 2, plastic straws. Go through and talk about more or less popular, what's happened to straws, come on, that's one that's hit the news, and what have retailers done now because of what hit the news about straws. And then you've got the others to do, and that'll be by yourself.
The cooperative group Lush and Tradecraft are popular ethical retailers in the UK.
Task 4. Select one of the 3 companies, the 3 websites above, Lush, Co-op or Tradecraft. Visit their website to find out more about their ethical behaviour. Find out what they do, part 1, and part 2. Write about how they trade, so how customers buy products. Yes, we're talking about outlets, so yes, we're pretty much going back to Learning Objective 1.1. And click here to write on number 3 to write about 2 things they do ethically. So you need to find out 2 actions that they do. So that's number 1, 2 and 3. Well done, you have completed all 4 tasks for lesson 15, social responsibility, and you have completed objective 2.1. Yay!